everyone. Welcome back to Finite Finances. This week, our deal of the week are free healthy snacks. It's a brand called Made in Nature. You actually find these in the produce section. And the way the deal is right now, these are available at Walmart for $3.98, so $4. There's a manufacturer's coupon from Made in Nature for $2 off. And I'll link in the description to the free stuff finder breakdown of this deal, which will have the coupon. And then so that's $2 off, so now you're down to $2 cost in total. Ibotta is giving you back $2 per item. And the really neat thing is you can do the deal on Ibotta 5 times. Now, when you're printing the coupon will only print twice per computer. So if you feel like 2 of these or even 1 of these is plenty and it's not worth the hassle, dude, free is free, so you do you. But if you want to get all 5 coupons to really maximize your savings, you just need multiple computers. So for me, I have 2 laptops. I have my old laptop and the new laptop that I bought when I thought I broke my old laptop, but it wasn't broken, so now I have 2 laptops. And then my boyfriend's laptop. So I got a total of 5 coupons. I did run into an issue when I went to go check out at Walmart. The cashier told me I could only use 1 coupon initially, and then she went and got the manager, and the manager let me do all 5 coupons. So you may run into an issue, and depending on how much of a hassle you feel like getting into with the manager and the cashier, you may be able to do the full 5 times, or you may just do 1 time. Either way, it's free. Like, don't put up too much of a fuss over something that's going to be free anyway. And don't forget, if you have Shopkick, this is a great deal because at Walmart, you can use your Shopkick kicks to pay less to nothing out of pocket. So I had $5 worth of kicks that I traded in. And so it was, $10 after the coupons. And then I had the $5 gift card. So I paid $5 at the store, and then I got back $10 and I bought it, and actually $10.25 because I had the 25-cent any item deal that I did at the same time. So it's a really great way to stock up on these. For the most part, there's nothing in here that's not delicious and good for you. And they had, so these 5 flavors were not the only flavors. These are just the ones that looked the tastiest to me. So you can actually go through and pick whichever ones you want. Just remember, they are in the produce section. They are not on the aisle. They are with the fruits and veggies. They're kind of on like a wire rack display there. So when you're looking for them, that's where you're going to find them. And also when you open them, it says to refrigerate after you open them. So that lets you know that there's, real food in here that's gonna decompose if you don't put it in the refrigerator. So this week for our video, I wanted to do, I guess I'm going to call it like a reality check video, because I know we did Take It, Toss It, or Twist It. But this is more like when I saw advice that was just so wrong that it was insulting. It was just so wrong that it made me want to scream. That not only was it not helpful, it was insulting. And so I found the one video that, I remembered seeing and thinking that it was just the best example of how super insulting and super, just not only not helpful, but, just downright mean to people who are trying to get their life together. And so the title of the video should have been my biggest takeaway, because how on earth was this going to be a positive video? But it's things that poor people do that rich people don't. And so I thought maybe there'd be some kind of advice in there that would help me figure out, okay, here's some bad habits of mine. And instead I got, this 15, item list, long list of things that was like, here's why you're terrible and awful, and also you smell bad, and that's why you're poor. Like, it's really bad. So we're gonna go through it, and this is, reality check. So after we go through, we're gonna have a quick reality check on these items. So the first one is that poor people watch a lot of TV. And I think when this video was published, Trump was not president, but he is now, and it is well known that he watches a lot of TV, and he also makes /made, I don't know if he's currently making, but at least made a lot of money, or inherited a lot of money. But he would be considered rich, and he watches a lot of TV. So there's no reason to assume that television consumption is related to you being poor. In fact, if you have, you know, Netflix that you're watching instead of broadcast TV, you can actually watch like documentaries and educate yourself. Way more than this video could. And number 2 was that they eat fast food, and true to a certain extent that poor people do tend to eat a lot more fast food. But when they started to go into their reasons why, they basically said because poor people don't understand that it's bad for them. Like, that was the logic. It was like, poor people don't know that if you eat food that's good for you, you won't feel sick and miserable. They load up on sugar and fatty foods, and then they can't perform to their full potential because they're so fat and poor. And I'm like, whoa. First off, poor people eat fast food because it's cheap and it's fast, and they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of time because they're working so hard to get more money. And it's just like, no, it's not true. Are there people who are poor who do not understand nutrition? Yes. Are there people who are rich who do not understand nutrition? Yes. 1,000 times yes. Ugh. Number 3 made me laugh out loud. It says that poor people buy stuff on sale. Who doesn't buy things on sale? Who? Their argument was that the items that go on sale are the items that rich people didn't feel like paying full price for. So if you buy items that are on sale, you will literally be looking like a poor person because you will be wearing the clothing that poor people wear as opposed to paying full price for rich people clothing. That's not how retail or the fashion industry works. It's not. It's not. No. There is no reason not to buy things on sale. I'm an extreme couponer. Like, come on, if you're wasting money. There's an argument to be made for quality. So I bought some shirts at a store. They were really, really cheap, and they fell apart after like 3 washes. That was, you know, a couple of dollars that I threw away. If I had spent more, I would have gotten more use of the more expensive shirt. But that was not the argument they were making. Ugh. Number 4 was they wake up later than their rich counterparts, and the video says that's because they're lazy. I think that's because they work the night shift, honestly, or a swing shift. That's why. Number 5, they're really into sports. Okay. I did not grow up in poverty. I grew up in a very wealthy household. I went to a very expensive high school. The wealthy are also extremely obsessed with sports. I promise you, it is not a poor person thing. Number 6, poor people don't shower as often. Are you serious? And then they go into this whole thing where, well, you know, poor people tend to be in the service industry, and if they smell bad and are dirty, well, then it's no wonder they can't get ahead, because who wants to be served by a dirty, smelly person? It's not true. It's total lies. I just can't even delve into how wrong and stupid that one is. Number 7, they blame others for their misfortune. So this one, I think, is universal. I don't think that it's a poor person's specific category to go, you know, oh, it's somebody else's fault. Some people just have bad attitudes. I know people who are very well off, who have an extremely bad attitude and think it's somebody else's fault. I don't want to go into details because I'm related to a lot of these people, but they are not poor, and they still blame other people for their misfortunes. Trust me. Number 8, poor people don't have any money saved. Well, duh, they can't afford, if you can't keep the lights on in your apartment, you're not going to have a 401k. Like, there's layers you got to get to before you start investing. You can, and we will go over in later videos, ways to start investing with a tiny amount of money. But on the scale that they're referring to, like, they literally showed a screenshot of somebody with, I think it was like $7,000 some odd in a savings account. And that was the indication that they didn't have enough savings. And I'm like, y'all are delusional. Number 9, they use credit cards or take out loans for dumb things. And on the one hand, I'm a big proponent of not having debt. I don't like it. I don't want to, be in debt. I don't have credit cards. I don't use them. And, I wouldn't take out a loan to, say, buy a TV. So I agree with that. But up to a point, if you can't afford it out of pocket and somebody tells you that we'll spread out the payments and make them hurt a lot less, especially if you need that item, I don't see any reason not to do that. There's predatory people out there you got to look out for in terms of interest rates. But I think just to be like, well, you financed furniture for your apartment and you're stupid is just reductionist and wrong. You're telling people to, live their lives sleeping on hardwood floors because they can't save up enough money to buy a bed, or finance a bed and then they have somewhere to sleep at night. Like these are the choices people have to face at that point. Number 10, they have more kids earlier than their rich counterparts. And some of this is, especially if you come from a rich family or you come from a poor family, but some of it is access. It's access to contraceptives. Poor people tend to not have health insurance, so they're not going to be able to have access to, contraceptives that are covered, or they don't know that's a thing that exists, or they weren't taught these kinds of things in high school, or they weren't taught it by their parents. My parents didn't have me until they were in their 30s. And so when I was in my early 20s, nobody was telling me like, hey, you got to have kids. Clock is ticking. But I know people who, their parents had them when they were 21, 22. So when they get to be 25 years old and they don't have children, they're looked at like a freak. And it's like, what are you waiting for? You're going to expire. And so that's an educational gap that I think is wrong to demonize for sure. But kids are really expensive. Number 11, they don't go to regular doctor checkups. They can't go to the doctor. It's not because they're lazy and don't wanna. That's just dumb. Number 12, they spend money before they get it. And that's back to the same one they said before, where they have credit cards and they take out loans for dumb things. If you don't have enough money to make ends meet, you gotta find a way somehow. You gotta do something. And so spend it before you get it is not people who are going out and buying a flashy car when they should have bought a used car. It's people that can't do it anymore. Otherwise they're walking. It's like, you gotta understand the stupidness is off the charts with this video. We're almost done though. Number 13, they surround themselves with poor people. Y'all, poverty isn't contagious. I promise you. If you stand next to a poor person and breathe in deeply, your bank account will not empty instantly. I promise you. You should surround yourself with people who encourage you to be your best self, but income level does not directly correlate to being a good person. I promise you, some of the best people I know are currently living in poverty. It's not a direct correlation. Number 14 is they don't follow through on their ideas or potentials. And I think it's really ignorant and from a place of financial security to be like, why aren't you chasing your dreams? Well, if I did, I'd starve. It's like, it's easy to say, why don't you chase your dreams when mommy and daddy will be there to bail you out if the dreams don't work out? That's such a place of, I hate to say it because everyone, a place of privilege to come from that. But it's true. Not everyone can go out and be the daisy chain making dreamer because you got to feed yourself. And the last one is the most hilarious one, honestly. Number 15 is they believe that others should help them. And they're like, you're in it for yourself. You got to do it. Anybody who's ever been in any kind of business situation knows how important networking is. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's people you surround yourself with. It's making connections. Nobody gets to the top by themselves, just muscling their way through. You have to have help, even if it's in the form of employees that you trust, that, people that you trust to get the job you've assigned them done, as opposed to, a more direct networking thing. But no, that's stupid, where it's like they believe others should help them. Well, everybody should help everybody else. We're all in this human condition together. I'm making these videos to help people. I ain't got to do that. My monetization hasn't kicked in yet. But it's just such a disconnect from reality, this particular video. I'm going to link it in the description below if y'all want to watch the horrendousness. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Which flavor did you get? Did you like it? Was it nasty? Let me know, because if the deal resets, I might do it again. And, I will see y'all next week.